All right, time for our room tour. Stella Nova Resort. First thing when you walk in, full-length mirror to check the fit. Hello. I really like the way that this bathroom is, it just looks very pleasing to me for some reason. Like the way everything is like sort of backlit, like the mirror and everything here. Obviously everything is very fresh and new because this resort hotel just opened up 2 or 3 months ago. So you've got your shower here, no tub in my room. You've got your toilet. You've got some toiletries that are attached to the wall here, as well as some soap there, shower head. So that all looks pretty nice. I like that they kind of have this like privacy curtain here that separates the room from the bathroom. And so this can be opened or closed, but it's just nice to like, if there's people in there, you can kind of close this and it just kind of like gives it a little bit more privacy, which is nice. Obviously it's not gonna like block out sound or anything, but it's a nice option to have. Here are the beds. I got a 2-queen room, which I believe is the only option here at this resort. I love the artwork, and apparently this artwork is from space, like it's actual real photographs of space. Also, I have to be a nerd and say I did already try this out. First of all, how cute is this little like mushroom futuristic looking lamp thing? But this clock, I was curious. If your phone has wireless charging capabilities and you set your phone on top of here, it will charge it. That makes me very happy because I love whenever hotels and places use modern technology. So that's very nice for me because my phone does charge wirelessly. So that made me very happy. You have sort of a couch situation here with some dressers. I believe there's like a little mini fridge over here. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, mini fridge for any leftovers you may have or want to store. Doesn't feel super cold. I don't think it's gonna keep things frozen, but it'll keep things cool. You've got your closet here. So there's a safe, some extra bedding, luggage rack, hangers, ironing board, iron, dads, or anyone obsessed with the temperature. There's your thermostat. And you guys are never gonna believe this. First of all, I requested a top floor room. They were able to give it to me, but they also were able to honor my other request. It's epic, it's real. The park is real, it's opening. I can't believe I'm here. That's amazing. But Terra Luna is very close. It's right next door. Also, I was exploring the TV a little bit, and I don't think that this is the same in all the resorts. First of all, they're playing like, instead of like the universal music and just reels from the movies, they're playing like people walking around City Walk and stuff, but they have, you can cast, it looks like, if you want to cast things on your phone. So that's a really cool feature now that you have. Okay, so you've got, of course, your TV, your guide, different apps. Okay, so you've got like all these different apps that you can sign into: Netflix, Pluto, YouTube, Pandora, Bluetooth, and then you can clear everything before you leave. That's also really nice. And then you've also got Relax. So this is like white noise. It looks like this is gonna play like different background noises, different relaxing scenes for you. That's really nice as well if you're just looking for something to be able to play in the background while you sleep. There's some messages, there's Folio, so this tells you what your room is. Check out there, you can check your messages, you can look at the weather. So they've kind of like even upgraded the TVs here a little bit. But so far, I'm kind of impressed by this. Obviously it's very new, and so that's why it feels so fresh and so clean. But like I really like the decor in here, and like the hallway is really cool. I like how things are like backlit. I think that fits the space vibe very well here. It is a little dimmer than some other resort hotels. Let me see if there's any more overhead lighting. Because, you know, for some people this is dim. I like this. You know, they say that queer people or gay people hate overhead lighting, so I like this. Oh, but there are some lamps here that you can turn on that sort of illuminate your bed for reading if you want to do that. But so far, I'm kind of impressed by this room. It's very nice. I was a little apprehensive because when I saw that what these hotels were, and they were a step above Dockside, Surfside, and Cabana Bay in price, I was like, I don't know. For what these are going to be, I don't know if they're really going to be that much nicer. But these are definitely like Aventura, a little step above, at least right now. For the record, too, something else I kind of like is this is a connecting room, but the door is all the way over here, like right at the entrance, like around the corner from the rest of the room, which I like. I don't like whenever the connecting door is like right here because those usually are not the most soundproof. So this one's kind of like down and around the corner. Here's just kind of an overview of the room, what we're looking at here. And I'm excited to stay here. I was wondering what these things were on the wall. I was like, are these a fan? But they're not, nothing's coming out of here, but look. Look how cool that looks. So another light. So if you want more light in this room, you think it's a little dim, there are definitely more options here for you to light it up. Okay, I timed it and the buses were about 19 and a half minutes, but our bus driver is definitely taking like a leisurely stroll. So I would say budget for like 19 and a half, 20 minutes at the most. I did time the bus on the way back, but I forgot to stop the timer. But he was definitely moving quicker than the first bus driver I had. So from City Walk to Stella Nova, I'd say it was about 15 minutes. So I would say budget 15, 20 minutes for just the bus ride. Now remember, when you're staying at Stella Nova, Terra Luna, and even Helios Grand Hotel, you will be dropped off at the entrance to City Walk, which means you have to go through security with everyone else and then walk through City Walk to get to Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida. So you don't have your own private entrance or anything. You enter with everyone else who parks for a City Walk in those two parks. So also keep that in mind, as you're gonna have to go through that security line and walk a little farther. So definitely budget if you're planning on doing rope dropping or early entry. I would say, you know, honestly, be safe and budget an hour from the time that you leave the hotel to the time that you're in the park. I'd say budget 45 minutes to an hour and you're set. It probably didn't take me that long. It probably took me about 30 minutes, but the line for security wasn't super long. I kind of knew where I was going, but the bus ride on the way there definitely took me about 20 minutes because he was not moving super quickly. So just keep that in mind, that you don't get your own private entrance. You have to go through security with everyone else, and you have to walk through City Walk to get to Islands of Adventure as well as Universal Studios Florida. I believe that there still is going to be a Volcano Bay bus that you can take from here, so just keep that all in mind. So I was going to chill by the pool for a little bit. It closes at 10. I was going to chill by the pool and just kind of hang out and lounge by the pool side, but the chairs are still a little wet from the rain that we had earlier today, and there is a like spa hot tub here next to the pool, but it was filled with a lot of like college age kids, and I'm not really keen on getting into a hot tub with a bunch of strangers, let alone college age strangers. So I'm just gonna pass on that for the night. So I actually kind of have a night here to sort of chill, which is unusual for me at a theme park. Normally I'm go, go, go until I can't anymore. And now I kind of have an hour or two before I need to start getting ready for bed. And I can kind of just relax and maybe watch some TV or a movie or YouTube and chill and get ready for the big epic day tomorrow. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning. I didn't sleep super well, but that's just because I'm excited for my epic day today. Look, I can't wait. I'm so excited. But the hotel is still pretty nice. I will say sound kind of travels a little bit in this hotel, but it wasn't bad enough to like keep me up. But I'm also on the top floor, so if you have people above you, it might be a little louder, but it wasn't anything too terrible. So I'm about to head down to grab some breakfast at the Cosmos Cafe, which I'm pretty excited to try out. You can see SeaWorld from this hotel, which I did not realize. That's cool. So just had breakfast at the Cosmos Cafe. I just filmed this entire thing backwards, not facing me. But I just got breakfast at the Cosmos Cafe, which is the main quick service restaurant here at Stella Nova. It's where you're gonna go for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was pretty good. I mean, look, I got a basic breakfast, so it was a basic breakfast. But it was really good, I thought. The eggs were really well seasoned. Hotels, a lot of times you get wet, flavorless eggs, and these ones tasted really good. The breakfast potatoes were seasoned really well. The biscuit was warm and fluffy, and the bacon, I mean, bacon is always great. And it was like $13, which I feel like is a pretty good price. And so yeah, I was pretty impressed with it. I think that if you're looking to get blown away by something, I got a basic breakfast, and it was a pretty decent basic breakfast. So it's not going to wow you in terms of the best breakfast you've ever had, but I think if you're just looking for a place to kind of get your basic meals, it's going to be pretty good. Again, this was just breakfast, and I just got probably the most basic thing you can get, so I'm sure if you wanted to get something more adventurous, you know, you may have a different opinion, but I thought the food was pretty good. I was pleasantly surprised. So now just getting a few more things ready before I head over to Epic, and I'm so excited, I can't wait. Back after a few great days here at Universal. And Stella Nova, I really enjoyed it. Okay, I'm about to head home after being at Stella Nova for a few days. A few things to note, you can definitely hear like doors opening and closing and people next to you or around you in the rooms. But again, it didn't disrupt my sleep. I was able to sleep okay, but that's just something to be aware of that you can hear. I do wish I gave you thicker comforters, but that's because I like weight on top of me. I'm somebody who likes sleeping with weight of comforters and blankets. I mean, they give you some pretty thin blankets, but you can always ask for more. But I just spent the last few hours, even though it's my checkout day, working here at the pool. They got the Wi-Fi hooked up for me and working, even though it was my checkout day. Yeah, I really like this resort. I think that if you're coming to Epic, I think it's going to be really great for you. I think if you're going to the other parks, it's probably better for you to stay at one of those resorts because you're just so much closer. But if you're just doing a quick weekend trip to come to Epic, I definitely recommend this resort. I'm interested to see how it compares to Terra Luna, which is the next hotel I'm going to be staying at. So follow me to see how I think it compares to this one. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe for more theme park and travel adventures, and I'll talk to you all later.